Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Brother Brand Ambassador Angela Wolf here, and wait to see what we have in store today. So, if you're looking for some cute projects to do on your scan and cut, and quite a few of you have asked about the Artspira app, I think that's coming up too. Let's bring Jennifer to the party. Hey, Jennifer.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I heard a little echo there, so I stopped for a second. I think it went away. So
yeah,
all the Brother Sewing and Crafting families rolling in. Say hi, say where you're from. And I see somebody saying, where are you? I'm in my office, but there's about 8 ladies in the other room sewing. And they're making fabulous jackets, of course, on the Brother machines. So I thought I'd let them sew and come and hang out with Jennifer. So Jennifer, you have got some super cute projects in store for Halloween, for the holidays. I'm so excited for this.
I do. We all have the new Artspira app, and then we've got our scan and cuts, and then of course we've got Canvas Workspace. So I thought I'd put all of that together and come up with some fun Halloween decorations, because I don't know about you, but I love decorating for Halloween.
I do actually. I have a furry bag that I bring out every year. It has feathers. It loses a few feathers each year. So I think I need to do projects. I'm looking forward to seeing what you have.
New project. All right. So of course we all want to decorate our doorstep or our stoop, our front door. So I thought, let's make a wreath. I see all kinds of wreaths when I go out at the craft stores or at the the tool stores, and they're really expensive, and I'm like, I have all these fun tools in my sewing room, in my craft room. I can do that myself. So I have made a cute wreath for my front door.
Look at that. That's cute.
And all my little shapes are cut on my scan and cut. They are built-in designs, and I've either used designs from the scan and cut, I've used designs from the Artspira app, and I've used designs from Canvas Workspace. So I have some cute bats and ghosts. And then I took it one step further, and I just took some adhesive vinyl and I decorated a little craft pumpkin from the craft store. This is just a plastic styrofoam type pumpkin. So instead of getting all messy and carving, I just used my scan and cut with some adhesive vinyl and decorated my porch that way.
That's a good idea. I don't know. Mom, are you watching this? Because I just visited her last weekend and she's got a real pumpkin and she drew in the face, and all of us were like, Mom, you got to do something better. I think I'm going to have her watch this show, Jennifer.
Yeah, so this is really, I thought about my aunt because she sent me a picture. She's in Ohio, and she put pumpkins out on her porch, and the squirrels ate all the way through them. So I'm there's a huge hole in her pumpkin, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for one I can reuse and just decorate it myself.
I like that.
Yeah. So if you're ready, I can show you how we can get started.
That sounds good. Is everybody ready? And we are live, so you can leave your comments and questions. We love to see that. And even if you're watching the replay, Brother Social Team will be in here answering your questions for you. So take it away, Jennifer.
All right. I'm going to switch my camera here.
As she's switching, I can see you all rolling in. So, and I know what you're thinking. The squirrels. I didn't realize they ate pumpkins, and we have nuts out in front for our squirrel. This could be really tragic, Jennifer. I think I'm going to have to definitely copy your little design here.
All right. So can you see my little works area here?
We can.
I wanted to show you what I use to do this. For a wreath, all of the materials that I have here, you can get at your local craft store, whatever your favorite craft store, or even your discount dollar store or whatever. You can find a lot of these items. I just have a wire wreath here. It's 12 inches. I have a little wood sign. And then I've made a few of these. So the deco mesh that you can buy at the craft store, this size wreath, depending on how poofy you want it, I've found takes 5 or 6 rolls of the mesh. You can also use, they've got canvas, 6-inch canvas of different colors, whatever you would like. It takes 5 or 6 rolls. I have some pipe cleaners that I bought. And I've just cut those down to 4-inch segments. And then for my shapes, I just have some craft foam. I always like sparkle, so I picked some sparkle craft foam for my moons and for my bats. I have some orange craft felt for my pumpkins. And this is just some white craft foam for my ghosts. And then for the sign, we're going to use just some Brother adhesive. This is just the adhesive vinyl. And I've got a piece of our Brother adhesive transfer tape for that, cut the same size. And then what makes this really crafty, we're not sewing. We don't need a sewing machine for this. I use these little hook and loop self-adhesive tapes. And this is what I put on the back of my cutouts, and I stick them to the wreath. And then I've got a sponge brush and some acrylic paint, and that's what I use to paint the sign, so it's not the wood color. You can leave it the wood color if you'd like, but I painted it black. And then, of course, I've got my craft pumpkin, and I do have over here a piece of the adhesive vinyl for my pumpkin face. So I'm going to move some of this out of the way here. And let's start by just putting the mesh onto the wreath. This is not a scientific method, so don't feel like it's got to be perfect, because once you get all of your mesh on, you can adjust it and poof it. It's really, it's not a wire mesh, but it really conforms to however you want to, however you want it to look. So I just take my wreath, and your mesh comes like this, and you can see, you can kind of, when you poof it, it'll kind of stay. So the easiest way that I have found, and I've done a few of these, is I'm just going to thread the end, and I can't see behind me, Angela, which is where my computer is. So I'm going to rely on you to tell me if I'm staying within the camera.
Oh, we can see you. Great. And I love that color. Love that color.
So I just thread the end of it, and I'm just going to tie one knot. You don't have to worry about this slipping, because once you get the wreath going, it's all going to kind of, because it's like a thick mesh, it's going to stick to itself, so it's not going to come undone. So I just tie it in a knot, and then I'm going to take my mesh and see how it sticks to itself. I'm going to thread a loop of it through the first ring on my wreath. I'm going to hold that in place. And then from the other side, I'm going to thread another loop through the second ring. And I found if you feel like they're too big, that's probably the perfect size, because we're gonna tie these with the pipe cleaners. And then my third, I'm going to do one more loop because I have 3 rings on my wreath. I noticed that some of the wreaths you buy only have 2 rings. So it just depends on what wire frame you purchase. And I'm going to get all 3 loops up in my hand. And all I'm going to do is bunch them up here on the end. And I'm going to take one of my 4-inch little pieces of pipe cleaner, and I'm just going to wrap it around the end here. And then I can just poof this the way I like it.
Oh, I love that.
And then I'm going to go ahead and add the black. And like I said, there's no sewing involved. So I've got the black, and I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to thread it. And tie a knot again. It's not going to come undone because it's going to get stuck here in the back. And the first couple are a little tricky to get going, but once you get going, the real trick is to not have your pets in the room with you. My cats really wanted to help me with this project.
I am so with Patty's like, oh my gosh, where did you come up with this? I have seen these wreaths so many places, but I never had any clue how to do this. This is so much fun.
So again, I'm just doing the 3 loops. Once you get the hang of it, it will go pretty quickly. Once you figure out how your fingers work is mostly what it is. And I'm going to get my 3 loops of black and adjust them if I want. Again, just pinch it around at the bottom. Grab another little piece of the pipe cleaner, and as close as you can to the bottom, just twist. Scrunch it up. And then I would just go on and do another purple, and I would alternate. You could do it all one color if you want. You could do multiple colors, 3 or 4 colors, whatever you would like. So I'm going to set this aside because I have one that I was working on last night. And I've just got a little bit left here to go. You can see how it kind of sticks, but just be the boss. One loop. I'm going to unroll some of it so I have some play to work with. Here's my second loop. And my third loop. There's no math involved. I didn't count how many times I went around. It's just what's visually appealing to you.
Hey, Jennifer.
Yes.
Dorothy wants to know about how many rolls did you use for this? Do you know?
Between 5 and 6.
Okay.
And then when I go and on the back, I just crisscross here when I change colors.
Okay.
So when I said you tie the knot, it's not going to come undone. It's not going to come undone because you're crisscrossing it in the back. And it's going to hang on your door. So, you know, it's not something that's going to be hopefully messed around with a lot other than hanging and rehanging. So
Michelle wants to know, was that per color or total? How many rolls
total?
Per color? Total. Okay.
total.
There you go.
So if you're doing all one color, I would get, 5 or 6 rolls. And then like I've got 6 rolls of the 2 colors here, 3 of each, because I wasn't quite sure how many I would need. Okay. And I think I can do one more of the black.
Celeste, I'm with you. Now she's like, now I know what those sparkly rolls are for. I've used them for wrapping like holiday gifts, things like that. But this is hilarious. This is awesome. Michael, where did she find the mesh? I would say at a craft store, but it's not a Brother product. So just do a
It's
internet.
not a Brother product. Just any craft store near you is going to have mesh and rolls like this, or even not canvas, like burlap in different colors woven. Okay, so I'm done with the purple, so I'm just going to cut it because we've tied it with the pipe cleaner, so it's not going anywhere. And I'm going to do my last thing of black. I also haven't had a lot of coffee yet. You have to remember it's only 9 o'clock here in Oregon. So my coordination is not quite too good.
We think you're doing great. And Patty said, I wish we could just give you a couple extra hands to hold.
When you get down to the last couple, it's just kind of a tight fit in there, but you'll get it. Okay, now I'll put my last pipe cleaner on. This was a really fun little project to do.
Jennifer, I was just thinking as I'm watching this, I was just with my nieces that are 4 and 5. This would be a fantastic project for them because they could twist their little hands. They'd have this done already, but I mean, like they would love this and it wouldn't matter how messy or anything. This is a great project to do with kids.
Exactly, because you could help them do the mesh and then it's like, go for it. After you've got it done, then you're just ready to decorate.
Wow.
And, very inexpensive. And I think it looks awesome. So the next step would be to do our little decorations, however you'd like to do them. Here's the one that I have finished. So we're going to bring up, and I might have to zoom in. So I'm going to bring up my phone here. And see if I can't zoom in a little bit.
So she's bringing up the Artspira app.
I'm going to bring up the Artspira app.
A lot of people, Jennifer, have been asking about this. They're like, oh, we just want to know how it works. So this is fantastic. Good timing.
Can you see that okay?
Yeah, we can see it great. We can see the top half. Here, let me take the banners down and then we maybe can see even a little bit more there.
See, I want you to be able to see.
Yep, we can see.
Okay. So when we go into the Artspira app, I won't go into the setup. There's a lot of information out there on getting it set up. I will say that in the settings page, the easiest way I found was when you go into settings and you go into your account, you can go ahead and link under your user information. If you have a Canvas Workspace account set up with your Scan and Cut, You enter your ID and password for your Canvas workspace, and it will automatically grab your machines that are registered in Canvas workspace. So if you have your Scan and Cut in Canvas workspace and your Luminaire, because you use My Connection, it will grab both of those machines and link them to your Artspira account. So you can, in Artspira, you can send designs to both your Scan and Cut and your sewing machine or your embroidery machine. So on the home screen here, you can see there's a little Artspira magazine. When it first launched, there was the Halloween 101. When you go in there, there's some cute Halloween projects. And just this week, I noticed there's a second Halloween magazine with some more cute projects. And then you can explore embroidery designs, cutting patterns, design templates, lots of really fun stuff. I'm going to go into search here, and I've got Halloween already on my search list. And these are all the Halloween designs that Artspira has right now. So you can see there's embroidery designs and cut files, and then there's some cute little projects. These are some patterns for making like picks for your garden. So there's really a lot of cute design ideas. So to use the Artspira app, all you have to do is find the design that you like. So the design I used was this one, and it has bats, moons and stars, a little scary house, which I did not use, but it transfers all at once. And then this is Halloween, and it's actually mirror imaged because it's meant to be used. They've set it to be used for heat transfer vinyl, but that's okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that design and I'm going to hit create. Now you have to make sure all of your everything is linked. When I hit create, it brings up my Scan and Cut, which is my cutting machine. And all I have to do is hit transfer. Then it's going to say it's going to transfer and overwrite the data. So just like My Connection, if you're familiar with the My Connection, you can only send one design back and forth at a time. It will only hold one design. So if I had sent something previously, if I send this now, it's going to overwrite what I had sent previously. That's okay. I'm just going to hit OK, and it's complete. So now I'm going to go over to my Scan and Cut. Quick camera change. And I'm going to turn this light off. So to find our design that we just sent over, I'm going to go to retrieve data, and I'm going to go our little wireless icon now with the update because of the app. Now looks like a cloud in a pocket. That's where I'm going to go to find my design I just sent. And there it is, right there on my screen. I'm hoping you can see that well.
Oh, we can see it great, Jennifer.
All right. So I'm going to go into edit, and I'm going to scroll through my designs. I'm not going to use the house. I am going to use the Halloween. I'm going to use the sun and the moon and the stars, and I'm going to use the bats. So I'm going to actually save this because my Halloween is going to cut from my adhesive vinyl, and I'm going to cut the bats and the moon from puffy foam. So it's going to be two different types of material. So I'm going to save this so that I can come back to it. So I'm just going to save it to my machine. And then I'm going to go ahead back to edit. And to start with, I'm going to just delete the Halloween because I'm going to cut my puffy foam first. So I want to take my foam, come back to my other camera. I have my standard mat. And I'm going to take my foam and stick it to my mat. Now my mat, I just cleaned it this morning. It has been well loved. So a little tip is I have just some paper tape here. And I'm just going to put a piece of tape on either side of my foam, just to kind of give me some peace of mind that it's not going to slip, just because I'm not quite sure how sticky my mat is. I do have a new mat if we need to pull that out, but so we've got our foam on there. And back to our scan and cut. I'm going to go ahead and load my mat. Let's see. I'm not a videographer, I apologize. I'm going to load my mat into my machine. And I have the rotary blade in. The last thing I was doing, I used the rotary blade. So I'm going to just put the standard auto blade in and lock it in place. And I'm going to scan my mat and hit start. Oops.
You just wanted to make sure everybody was awake. We're good.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, everybody's saying they love this. They love this. There was one question. Sybil wanted to know about the glitter foam.
I just bought it at the craft store. It's with the regular craft foam in the kids section. And they just happen to have some with glitter. And I am all about the sparkle. So
We love sparkle.
I love sparkle. So on my screen here, I have my bats. And I have my moon and stars. So I'm actually going to do 2 of each. So I'm going to go to Edit, Object Edit. This is my duplicate. I want 2. So now I've got 2 of those. And I'm going to go to my bat and do 2. And do 2 of those. And then I'm going to hit OK. OK. Please select, cut. Now, if you notice, I was also cutting adhesive vinyl. So I have my half cut setting on. So I need to make sure to turn that off so that my machine knows to cut all the way through my foam. And I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and hit start. So once it takes its calculation, it's going to update the time. It's not really going to take 18 minutes. It's pretty fast.
Hey, Jennifer, there's one quick question. So once you get rolling on that, and maybe you can just talk through it.
Yes.
Dorothy said she found that design, but it just showed up as an embroidery design. How do you turn it into a cutting file?
It is actually, well, this is cutting. Let me change back.
Great question, Dorothy. Great question.
To remember what I did with my phone. So this one is actually, it's a cushion. The project is a sewing project in the first little Halloween magazine they have in here. But the design itself, when I pull it up, we zoom in. If you see on the bottom of each design, there's either a little sewing machine or a little cutting machine. So mine shows that it's a cut file. And it has the little cutting machine there.
That helped. That helped because maybe she was looking at one of the other designs too.
Okay. Yeah, our film looks like it only has 5 minutes left. It goes really fast. Are there any other questions on the app?
Nope, no other questions on the app. Judy, I see your question.
Really fun.
We can get back to your question in a bit, Judy. I see your long question up here. We'll see if we can answer that at the end.
Once it finishes this one, I'll stop it here. So while this is cutting, why don't I cut back, and if I can share my screen, I can show you some of the cute files I found in Canvas Workspace.
Oh, that sounds great.
Okay. We'll let that cut.
We can see your app there.
Okay.
And you guys also keep asking your questions because the Brothers Social team can come in and answer these even if it's on a replay or if it's not related to the show.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and
I agree, Zena. It is fun. So Dorothy said hers shows it as an embroidery file. So hey, Dorothy, just double check on your app that it's not a file that looks just like that.
there's little ghosts that I know are embroidery files.
Yeah, they might be something that looks very similar. Okay, I got your screen up there.
Okay, so this is Canvas Workspace. So if you go in here, and I'm hoping you can see my workspace screen. I'm going to type in Halloween. And I've got all these fun little projects. So for my pumpkin, I went to this. These are little photo props. And I grabbed this pumpkin. And I hit download. And I transferred him to my machine. Now when I go back to my scan and cut, that pumpkin, that's how easy and fast it is to use one of the Canvas projects. That pumpkin will come up under the same little retrieve data part, and I can cut him on the adhesive vinyl for my pumpkin.
That's super easy, Jennifer. That's
Yeah,
and you know, I think a lot of people forget that they can use that on the computer. Oh, you can download the actual Canvas Workspace
Yes.
or work with it online. Either one works.
Or
Everything
either one works. And it's fun because you can go in there. There's projects for every holiday or occasion or whatever you're looking for, and you don't have to use it for what it's what the little project is. Like those were little, face masks or something for like a party, but I'm going to cut it on vinyl and use it for my pumpkin face. So you're just looking for the cut file, and you're only limited by your imagination.
Absolutely. Hey, Jolyn, so the app will work with any the Brother Scan and Cut, the Brother Sewing Machine. It has to have Wi-Fi, so check if your machine is included in that. But it's only for the Scan and Cut machines for the cutting files, yes?
Yes, correct.
Because it's a Brother product.
Looks like we got less than a minute left on our Scan and Cut.
A lot of people are talking about that wreath that you're doing. I watched the comments. So many people are like, I've seen that wreath. I never thought of anything to do with it. This is a great idea, and I can't wait to see the final results. How you
and
get
it's
this
really fun because you can make it for anything you'd like. Any holiday or occasion or party. Looks like we're just about done. And I have to remember to change cameras here.
All right. Let me take. You're finished with your screen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're just on the last part here.
Oh, Dorothy said she found it. It was a different. There's other ghosts on there. She said that some were embroidery. She found it and it transferred great. High five, Dorothy.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
And I saw somebody else asking, what the heck is this thing? It's an app. So I just put this in. It's called Artspira. You go through your phone, just like you would download any other app on your phone or tablet, and go through, and it works on both the two major devices. Just go check it out and look up Artspira, download it, and you're good to go. That's how you, I don't know about you.
I just love how fast it is.
Yeah. And it's instant. You design it. You can even draw. So on my phone, I took my little pen and drew and then turned it into embroidery super fast. It's fun to experiment with.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to go to my other camera here and I'm going to zoom out. So I have my mat off the board, off the Scan and Cut. And I'm going to go ahead and remove my puffy foam. There are my designs. Now the little stars might be a little small for our wreath, but you know what? You could use them for decorating something else, the little tiny bats. So we're just going to take those off the mat. And now, real quick, let's cut our, let's go back in and cut our adhesive vinyl for our sign. That won't take but just a minute. So I'm going to take my adhesive vinyl and I'm going to place it face up on my mat. Does not matter where, because why? We have the wonderful scanner on our Scan and Cut. I'm going to go back to my Scan and Cut. I'm going to go home. Yes, I'm going to delete the pattern off the screen. And I'm going to go back to retrieve data. This time I'm going to go to the machine because I want to grab that same file that I saved earlier. It's always going to be the last file you saved will be the last in the list. So I'm going to open that up, hit OK. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to edit, and I'm going to get rid of this time. I'm going to get rid of the moons and the bats and just leave my Halloween. Now, remember I said the Halloween is mirror image because to put it on a pillow with the heat transfer vinyl, you have to mirror image your design. But we're going to use regular adhesive vinyl. So I'm going to go to Object Edit. And this is my mirror image key. I'm just going to hit that once. and it's going to turn Halloween the right direction. And then the other thing I want to check is the size, because I know that my little wooden sign that we're going to use is 2.5 by 5. So I want to make sure that my Halloween is going to fit on my sign. I'm going to hit OK, OK, OK. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to load the mat the same way between the guides on the front, touch the load button. And then I'm going to scan and let the machine scan my background. There's my Halloween. I don't know how I did that, but I got it just right on the vinyl. I'm going to hit OK. Please select, cut. And this time I want to make sure I turn my half cut on, because I am working with the adhesive vinyl and I want to leave the carrier sheet behind it intact. So I'm going to go to my tools and scroll down and turn half cut on and hit OK. And I'm going to hit start.
Sorry, I was on mute. Between a truck driving by and that with the camera right there, I was like, I'm waiting for like a construction truck to just like roll through.
And we'd all hear it because the scan and cut is so quiet.
Yeah. So someone's saying, do I have to have software for the Artspira app? Nope, you just download it to your phone and start playing.
Yep, it's just an app for your phone or your tablet, whatever handheld device that you have.
All right.
So our Halloween is cut. And come back over here. I have my favorite metal spatula, my Brother metal spatula, which I really like when I'm cutting vinyl because it helps me just pull the vinyl off the mat. And then along with the spatula, I have the little hook. This does come in a set, so I have a couple sets because I'm always working at different areas. I sometimes work in my dining room. So now I'm just going to weed the outside part of my vinyl that I don't need. And then I've got the inside of the letters here. So there's our Halloween. And then the last step, if you can get the vinyl off your fingers.
It's all sticky. I love that font. That's cool.
It's sticky and also static electricity. So I'm going to take a piece of the Brother transfer paper. And I like to put it on this way. I line it up here at the end. And then I pull. That way I don't risk grabbing a part of my design too early. And my brother's scraper. And I just want to burnish it so that I can make sure that my vinyl sticks to the transfer paper. Now when I pull my transfer paper off, my vinyl is stuck to it. And then I have one of my signs here that I have painted. I've just painted that with the acrylic paint and my foam brush and let it dry. And then I'm just going to take my Halloween and center it. And there's the sign for a wreath. So now to put it all together, once we have all of our different pieces, I used the ghosts that I used were built in on the scan and cut. I'm going to take my little pieces and my hook and loop tape, and I put a piece on the back here, and then the other piece I just stick on the mesh. It actually sticks really nicely on the mesh. And then I would just attach my little designs. And this would be interchangeable too. So you can imagine you could have, you know, maybe closer to Halloween, you'd want like maybe some skeletons or something. You could just take these pieces off and then have some skeletons or skulls or something. You know, you could dress it up a little bit differently. And then all I did was I cut the tie on the back on the sign, and then I tied it to the wreath on the other side in a knot so that it hung in the center.
Jennifer, that is so cute.
So I got a little crafty, so let me show you my other one, because maybe I need one after Halloween.
That's what
So
Julia wants. Julia said, I might have to skip Halloween, but let's move on to later. There you go. You're all looking.
Here I did one for fall, and I did the gold. I did the same sign, but this time I stuck it with the hook and loop tape. I used a different mesh, and I also put in, this is just wire ribbon, and I just looped it in between my mesh to kind of decorate it a little bit. And then I found the leaves built in on the scan and cut. And then these little cute little acorns I found in Canvas Workspace. So I sent the little acorns over from Canvas Workspace, and I made myself a fall version.
Oh, that is so cute. So cute. Everybody's saying they love this. Hey, by the way, the transfer paper that you're using for your scan and cut, do you know, do you have the actual package for the SKU number? I saw somebody asking. If not, the social team can bring that up for you.
I don't have the package. I'm sorry. It is the Brother transfer paper, and I don't happen to know the SKU top of my head.
So if you go to brothersews.com, you should be able to find that right on their website. So
that's my autumn one. And then to do your pumpkin, it's going to be the same process that we did for the little sign. You're going to take your adhesive vinyl and you're going to put it on your mat. You're going to decide on what design. Maybe you want to put a bat on your pumpkin or or a scaredy cat or something, you're just going to cut it out of the vinyl with your scan and cut, making sure your half cut setting is turned on. And then you're going to pull it away, use the transfer tape, and then you'll just put it on the front of your pumpkin.
Another easy decorating.
And easy decorating, and it's not messy.
Jolene wants to know, what scan and cut are you actually using?
I am using the SDX 325.
Okay. SDX 325. Somebody said I have an older scan and cut. Will Artspira work with it? As long as it has Wi-Fi. You have to have Wi-Fi.
Yes, has to have the Wi-Fi.
Everybody's saying thank you. Super fun, cute project. Oh, Jennifer, this was great. And again, what a great, easy project to do. Get it quick and done.
Easy. And I love what you said earlier, Angela, that you could get the kids involved. I mean,
Yeah.
let them help with the mesh, and then they can certainly pick the little shapes and help stick them on. And
Absolutely. But actually, speaking of
cute.
kids, if you cannot figure out how to use the Artspira app, be sure to ask your grandchild that's about 5. And all of a sudden,
Point. Yes.
yes, all these designs are going to be popping on your sewing machine, your embroidery machine, and your scan and cut. You're going to think, what's going on?
Yes, yes.
Oh, this was awesome. Everybody says thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Great project. Everybody says, can you post the website? Would love to watch some more videos. So, hey, Kathy, if you just go to brothersews.com, brothersews.com. Right now I'm scrolling the link for if you want to look up your local dealer, but go to brothersews.com. There are 2 blogs you can see there. They have the sewing blog, the crafting blog. They have a YouTube channel. I didn't see, are you on YouTube or Facebook? They have a ton of videos on YouTube. I think you're on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, be sure to share this program to your own page. It's easier to find that way. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. You never miss a live show. And everybody's saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. You missed all the great comments, but they love the project.
I know. My back is turned when I'm working over on my workstation. So
it's always fun to go back and read those. So
yes.
Jennifer, thank you for a great project. And
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I hope everybody makes themselves some decorations for the fall season.
And also, when you do that, look above. Use hashtag #BrotherScanAndCut and hashtag #BrotherSews, especially if you're on Instagram, because then they'll find them and you never know, you might be featured on the page.
Yes, we'd love to see what you create.
Absolutely. So everyone, thank you for watching. This has been so much fun. And guess what? Thursday at noon, we've got some more Halloween decorations. So I can't imagine how they're going to top this. But Emily's going to be here doing some more things like that. So Jennifer, thank you.
Fun.
And again, everyone, have a wonderful day.
Bye, everyone.